All right. Friday. Oh, you guys. I don't know how you all have been doing. I've been busy as shit at work. I'm so glad it's Friday. So glad, man. I was watching, I'll do my videos, whatever, right? Like additional thoughts and all this, and I'll post them up. And I think on Wednesday when I did additional thoughts for, I can't remember the album I did last week now. Oh my God. Anyway, I was like, oh my God, I look tired. And I am tired. But it's not because of this. It's because of work. Work has been very busy. It's just how it goes. I knew it would be busy this summer, but it's been very busy. Anyway, all that to say, thank God it's Friday. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. I hope it was a great Friday, holiday weekend and all that stuff. Rolling into some Mac Miller I threw on swimming yesterday just to get a quick refresher, man. And I was like, oh yeah, ladders and so it goes and what's the use and all kinds of just great songs. Great songs. And I did some slight reading. It was just the Wikipedia entry for this album to see, because this came out a couple years after he died. And I was just trying to get a feel for how much of this album was actually complete before they released it. Because I always get a little iffy with music releases after an artist has died, because this was always the thing with Nirvana, right? Like, oh, there's all these songs in the vault and blah, blah, blah. There's kind of a reason for that. Because they weren't that good to be on an album beforehand. Like they didn't clear the bar or whatever. Anyway, I'm not saying that this album's going to be bad, but I always just get a little worried about, especially with record labels, you're like, oh, well, we're just going to cash in on this person now that they're dead. That being said, on the Wikipedia entry, it did say that it was critically acclaimed and well received, so I fully expect to enjoy this album. But there you go. I don't really have anything else to say, I suppose. Yeah. So, I'm going to do the deluxe version. I was going back and forth. That was the other thing I was trying to figure out. Like, what's these last two tracks that are part of the deluxe version? Is there anything special about them? And it's just, no, they just released these two additional tracks for the deluxe version a couple months after the album came out. So there you go. I will keep in mind that Once a Day is the final track from the official album release, although I don't know how much that matters given that this was, after Mac had passed. So there you go. So there you go. Let's drop in. Circles. I understand that his idea was this was going to be a trilogy with swimming, but this kind of turned into Swimming in Circles, which is an interesting concept. This album cover, very blurry, and then it's actually impressive how well they've made it blurry, considering it's only 2 images overlaid on top of each other. They did a good job of making both images opaque, so that you could see through both of them. Actually, I don't know if that's accurate. Anyway, whatever. The cover is very disorienting. And the idea of going in circles is somewhat disorienting and being dizzy. So I'm kind of keeping that in mind as I roll into this thing. There you go. All right, well, let's drop in. Second time hearing Mac Miller. First time hearing the album Circles. This is the deluxe version, and the opening track is called Circles. Here we go. Track 1. Yeah, I'm already into it. Yeah.
Well, this is what it looked like right before you fall. Stumbling around, you've been guessing your direction, except you can see it all. Now I have a name, I don't have a name, no. Who am I to blame, who am I to blame, no. Don't you put any more stress on yourself, it's one day at a time. It's getting pretty late, yeah, and I found it goes around like the hands, I keep counting the time. drawing circles.
Well, there's our tone setter for the album. I really want to know. Oh, you know, I never looked at the production. I apologize. Mac Miller, John Bryan. I really want to know how much of this was done before he passed. And maybe you guys can help me with that with the comments. You could let me know, okay, yeah, this one was ready or not. I don't know if it's even known. I didn't want to read into it too much beforehand just because I wanted to come into this and just be as open as possible. The second verse was kind of a surprise to me because the first verse, and I'll try not to beat this to death like I normally do because I think it's going to be somewhat straightforward. You know, this is what it looks like right before you fall, stumbling around, guessing directions you can't see. I don't have a name. Who do I blame? I can't be changed. I've tried. Like, okay. You know, we all know what happened with Mac, and so he's expressing some emotions here that are not terribly surprising. But then you get into the second verse, you know, I drink my whiskey, you sip your wine, we're watching the world decline. I can keep you safe. Don't be afraid. You're feeling sorry, I'm feeling fine. Don't put any more stress on yourself. It's one day at a time. And with those first lines, I drink my whiskey, you sip your wine, it implies a second person, right? But I don't know if there is a second person. As the verse progressed, I almost felt like he was talking about that, like this verse is like the little devil on his shoulder. Now, I'm not going to say that's what he meant, but that was the impression I got. We're doing fine. The world's on its decline. I can keep you safe. Don't worry. Don't be afraid. You're feeling sorry. I'm feeling fine. Don't put any more stress on yourself. One day at a time. It's getting late. Now, and I mention that and think of that because of somebody who's battling with substance abuse, whatever it is, right? Drugs, alcohol, whatever. This voice being, no, you're fine. You're fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't stress out. We're good. We're good. Again, no idea if that's the intention. Probably not the intention, but that just popped into my brain as that second verse progressed. So there you go. Let's move into track 2, which is called Complicated, produced by Mac Miller, John Bryan. I'm assuming that's going to be the consistent theme throughout in terms of production, but we'll see. All right, track 2, Complicated. Oh, surprising sound there. I didn't expect that. Good bass line though. I always love a bass line.
Outside is cloudy, but I like that better. Behind no wheel, but still ain't on my way. Without any complications.
Yeah.
Does it always gotta? Does it always gotta? Gotta be so complicated. When I'm way too young to be getting old.
Yeah, I like that. I just want to pause real quick. Not a whole lot to get into. Obviously, you know, we're early in the song. The second part of the verse, some people say they want to live forever. That's way too long. I'll just get through today. Every now and then, not very often, but the idea of, you know, dying and people who are afraid of dying and, man, it'd be great to just live forever. And I think to myself, that sounds awful. Not that I don't, you know, not that I'm like wanting to die or don't want to live or anything like, but the idea of living forever, fucking exhausting, man. I mean, unless you're like just insanely rich and you never have to lift a finger again. But then it's like, well, now I'm just bored. Well, living forever, no, hard pass on that.
And all I wanna do is look, but I can't see, baby.
It's a cool little like keyboard
while
beat.
you're talking to me, baby. Let me know if I can see you later. We could
Cool
make
little
it easy.
Nice.
start to think about the future. First, can I please get through a day without any complications? Does it always gotta? Does it always gotta?
Cool. That reminds me of Radiohead, big time. Neat turn here.
Some people say they want to be forever.
Great song. Great song. I really like it. You know, I was thinking first track and then this track, in terms of lyrics, pretty straightforward. Not a lot of lyrics. And so those of you who have not necessarily complained, but mentioned to me, Bob, you gotta just sit back and listen. Like, don't worry about the words so much. I think this album is going to facilitate that. As long as it kind of stays in this vein. You know, this isn't a rap album so far, in my opinion. And I don't know how you start breaking out, you know, obviously there is rap, but then you have the greater umbrella of hip hop, and there's a lot of stuff that exists under that. I mean, I guess this is hip hop also. I mean, not that it matters, but in terms of the music, in terms of the singing, if somebody were to ask me to classify this, I'd probably put it R&B, I guess, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, there you go. I don't know why I got into that. Doesn't really matter. Cool song. I mean, pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot to tear into in terms of the lyrics. You know, why is it got to be so complicated? I'm way too young to be getting old. I like that line a lot too. I've been feeling lately like I'm looking forward to getting old. I mean, I'm older, obviously, but I don't feel old in the sense. But when you're old, it's nice because there's no more expectations on you anymore. Like, people don't expect you to do anything. You can be nice and just bitter and cynical and jaded. And people are like, oh, he's just old. Like, yeah, fucking A, I'm old. Leave me alone. And that'll be nice. Someday. We'll get there sooner than I want, I'm sure. Who are you talking to while you're talking to me? That's a really interesting line. All I want to do is look, but I can't see. Who are you talking to while you're talking to me? Let's see what the annotation says. That'd be interesting. An unreviewed annotation. Uh-oh, first thing, unreviewed. This line may refer to Malcolm struggling with self-acknowledgement, saying how he does not recognize himself in the words which he's being spoken by. I mean, that's a good, okay. I think that's a fair shot. I kind of get this idea of, you know, all I want to do is look, but I can't see. Who are you talking to while you're talking to me? I get the impression of this person who is talking to him doesn't understand who he is. You know, like, you ever have a conversation with somebody and they're telling you things or asking you things, and you just kind of think to yourself, do you even know who I am? Like, I thought we were friends, or I thought you understood me a little bit better than this, but based off the things you're saying right now, you clearly don't know me at all, you know? And so that's more of the impression I get there. Like, this person who's talking to him is saying things that make Mac Miller believe, God, you don't know who I am. Like, do you even know who you're talking to right now? Anyway, there you go. There's that. Inside my head's getting pretty cluttered. I try but can't clean up this mess I made. And that's a tough one because he's blaming himself. The mess I made. Before I start to think about the future, first, can I please get through a day? You know, and that was something with swimming. A lot of mentions about the voices in his head, and he's stuck in his head, and he's worried about, you know, a lot of that. A lot of the internal mental issues going on there. So that line really stuck out to me. The fact that he calls it this mess I made. Okay. Cool song, man. Very cool. The next track is called Blue World, produced by Guy Lawrence. And I don't think I've seen that name before. Okay. Anyway, track 3, Blue World. The Four Freshmen, released in 1950. Cool.
Yeah, well, this mad world that made me crazy. Might just turn around to 180. I ain't politicking, I ain't kissing no baby. It's the devil on my doorstep being so shady. Don't trip. We don't gotta let him in. Don't trip. Yeah. I let it go, but I never go with it. Yeah, okay, cool as fall weather. Fuck the bullshit, I'm here to make it all better with a little music for you. I don't do enough for you. Without you, it's the color blue. Oh, don't trip. See, I was in the whip riding me and my bitch. We was listening to us, no one else, that's it. That's the flesh, just a bit. Let me talk my shit, say my head got big, yeah.
I like that little synth that came in with that kind of that rich, that sound. That was cool. Very cool. This is it's called Blue World, and it starts out with, being alone, and it's so blue without you and all this other stuff. But then it like just flips, which makes sense. I might just turn around and do 180. And so I just think of that in terms of, I was expecting, like maybe a sadder song or something like that, but this is kind of like a upbeat. And I love this don't trip, especially after Complicated. Why has everything got to be so complicated? Now he's done a 180, don't trip. The devil's on my doorstep, being so shady, don't trip. We ain't got to let him in. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Let it go. But then the next line was interesting. Yeah, I let it go, but I never go with it. Huh. Okay. I don't know. I don't want to read the annotation on that. I have decided. Cool as fall weather. Fuck your bullshit. Yeah, I like it. I'm here to make it all better with a little music for you. I don't do enough for you without you. It's the color blue. Ooh, don't trip. This is a cool song, man. I was in the city. They was talking that shit. Had the homies with me. All of a sudden, they split. We ain't even worried. We just laughing. That's rich. You know how it goes. It ain't broke. Don't fix. Don't trip. This is a fucking cool song. Cool song. Did I get through? I did get through the second verse. Yeah, that's right. I think I lost my mind. Reality's so hard to find. When the devil try to call your line, but shit, I always shine even when the light dim. No, I ain't God, but I'm feeling just like him. Don't trip. I was in the whip, riding me and my bitch. We was just listening. We was listening to us, no one else. That's it. That's a flex, just a bit. Let me talk my shit. This is cool. This is a fun song. Let's keep going. This is fun. Just upbeat.
Well, this mad world that made me crazy. Might just turn around to 180. I ain't politicking, I ain't kissing no baby. The devil on my doorstep being so shady. Don't trip. We don't gotta let him in. Don't trip. Yeah. I let it go, but I never go with it.
Cool.
Don't trip.
I really like how the beat has evolved throughout the track. It's just like little changes. Hell yeah. Cool. Cool song. Very cool song. That's an early contender for favorite. I know there's a lot more to come, but very cool song. Blue World. Blue World. Don't trip. I like that. Kind of reminiscent of So It Goes. Kind of the same feeling there, same emotion of just, let it go. So it goes. Don't trip. I like that. Mac Miller is fucking legit, man. He's legit. All right, next track is called Good News. Longer track, almost 6 minutes long. Mac Miller, John Bryan. I was going to say, I felt like this was the first song when I was reading about it. Good News is the first officially released music since his death. Interesting. And it's called Good News. So, and I know it was his family that was involved with releasing this music I don't know that. I think I read that. I was still sleepy and blurry-eyed, so interesting to choose a song titled Good News, you know, after his pass. I do remember seeing a clip when I was doing swimming. Somebody sent me a little video detailing the final moments of Mac Miller's life and just what happened and all that. And then at the end, there was this thing about his parents. I don't know, they were outside and there was some people around, and his dad, I think it was his dad, announced, good news, they caught the son of a bitch that sold him the counterfeit drugs that were actually fentanyl instead of whatever that caused him to die from overdose. And everybody was celebrating. But he specifically said, good news. So anyway, okay, let's jump into track 4, Good News. This sounds very cool.
I spent the whole day in my head. Do a little spring cleaning. I'm always too busy dreaming. Well, maybe I should wake up instead. A lot of things I regret, but I just say I forget. Maybe I'll lay down for a little.
Cool song, yeah.
Instead of always trying to figure everything out, and all I do is say sorry. Half the time I don't even know what I'm saying it about. Good news, good news, good news, that's all they wanna hear. No, they don't like it when I'm down.
You know, when he was going through this first verse, I was thinking, you know, just listening to the lyrics and listening to Mac, obviously, since that's whose album it is. I was thinking to myself, I wonder why he feels these certain things, why he has these conflicts in his mind. Because he clearly wants to be able to let things go and let them be. And I was kind of feeling like, you know, I wonder why he always... I get the impression he feels like he always has to either explain himself or sort things out in some way, right? And I just had this question of why. Like, where's that coming from? Now, obviously, when we have, you know, mixed up thoughts and emotions and stuff, that's hard to deal with, and so we want to get that sorted out. So just for mental sake, we kind of calm down and we settle down. But it felt like there was something external to it. Like, I need to do these things to satisfy this other thing. And I was wondering where that was coming from. And then he gets into the chorus. Good news. That's all they want to hear. They don't like it when I'm down. But when I'm flying, it makes them so uncomfortable. So different. What's the difference? And that kind of explained it right there. That answered my unspoken question that I had during the first verse of, okay, and I can start to imagine Mac and just, you know, he's in his head, he doesn't like it, he's struggling with these things, whatever these conflicts in his mind are, and so to shut his voice up, the internal voice, right, does some drugs and it chills him out, and that helps him, you know, self-medication. That's what that is right there. But then the people around him don't want him to do that. They don't like it. They don't like it when he's down, but they don't like it when he's flying. It makes him uncomfortable. And then that question that he poses, so different, what's the difference? So I can imagine them saying so different as in you are so different when you're on drugs. You are so different when you do this. But then he kind of flips it back saying, what's the difference? Like, if you're unhappy with me when I'm down, when I'm not on drugs, you know, when I'm struggling with these mental issues, these thoughts that will not stop, they will not leave me alone. But then you're also unhappy with me when I self-medicate to try and just get a break from this stuff. Okay, well then what's the difference? Like I can't satisfy you, you know, and I'm just trying to imagine his position in that, just for the sake of that. And how hard that must be, because if you are in a position where you feel like you cannot control your own thoughts, that sucks. And if you have people around you, friends, family, whoever they are, who see you struggling with that, and they don't want to hear it, they just want good news, well, then you're kind of, okay, well, this sucks. I can't talk to you about these things because they don't want to hear it, whatever. But then on the flip side, you try and do something that you have available to you, because it doesn't seem like Mac really had much of an outlet beyond drugs. At least that's the impression. I'm sure he had the resources, but, going to therapy, and that's a whole other thing, right? So now he takes drugs to chill out, and then people are like upset with him that he's high. Now there's some great fucking lines in here. This is an incredible verse. Why can't it just be easy? Why does everybody need me to stay? Now that I took specifically as, why do I have to stay here? Why can't I just get high? Because the next line, I hate that feeling when you're high, but you're underneath the ceiling. God, that is so good. That is so good. Like, he's still trapped. Even though he's high, he still has this sensation of being trapped. Got the cards in my hand. I hate dealing. Get everything that I need that I'm gone. It's not stealing. Can I get a break? I wish I could just get out of my goddamn way. What is there to say? There ain't a better time than today. Well, maybe I'll lay down for a little. Instead of always trying to figure everything out, all I do is say sorry. Half the time, I don't even know what I'm saying it about. And then it drops in that chorus. This is an amazing song. I apologize to Blue World for saying it was a contender for favorite song, because it's already been bumped out by Good News. All right, that was a long break. Let's keep going. Let's get through more of this track.
Ain't that bad? It could always be worse. I'm running out of gas, hardly anything left. Hope I make it home from work. So tired of being so tired. Well, I gotta build something beautiful just to go set it on fire. Heard they don't talk about me too much no more. That's a problem with a closed door.
God, this song is incredible.
Good news, good news, good news. That's all they wanna hear. No, they don't like it when I'm done. But when I'm flying, no, it make them so uncomfortable. So different. What's the difference? When it ain't that bad. At least don't gotta be no more. No more, no more, no more, no more. No more, no more, no more,
Fantastic song. Fantastic song. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. I was having mixed feelings there that second half where I was just listening, because I was thinking to myself, man, I'm really enjoying this song. The fucking production is so cool. It's so cool. That little guitar in there and just a super mellow drum beat and these echoey sounds and these lighter sounds. Fucking cool, right? I'm like, man, this is a cool song. And then I'm listening to what Mac's saying, and I'm like, man. I just spit on my keyboard a little bit. It's hard. That's tough. It's a hard one to listen to. I mean, it's just a really good fucking song. I think that's what it's breaking down to. So tired of being tired. Well, so tired of being so tired. And that reminds me of a line, one of my favorite lines from Tom Petty. I'm so tired of being tired. As sure as night will follow day. Most things I worry about never happen anyway. Why I gotta build something beautiful just to go set it on fire. I'm no liar, but sometimes the truth doesn't sound like the truth. Maybe because it ain't. I just love the ways it sounds when I say it. It's what I do, you know me, it ain't anything new. I wake up to the moon, haven't seen the sun in a while, but I heard the sky's still blue. I heard they don't talk about me too much no more, and that's the problem with a closed door. So that's a very important line, I feel like, because it's an indication of intentional isolation, and that ain't good. And I'm not going to sit here and fucking psychoanalyze Mac Miller. Or at least I will try not to. I know I get carried away sometimes, but we all know what happened, so I don't have to get into that too much right there. This third verse, this is what was getting hard, because the music was so great and I was enjoying the song, but then these lyrics are pretty clear. There's a whole lot more for me waiting on the other side. I'm always wondering if it feels like summer. I know maybe I'm too late. I could make it there some other time. I'll finally discover that there's a whole lot more for me waiting. Maybe I'm too late. I could make it there some other time. Then I'll finally discover that it ain't that bad. It ain't so bad. Well, it ain't that bad. It doesn't got to be no more. And, you can kind of take that verse two ways. You could maybe take it as a hint of Mac not wanting to be around anymore. Or I try and kind of hopefully see it as a thing of him saying, there is a way to sort this out. This just constant internal chatter, these thoughts that won't leave me alone, they won't quiet down. Maybe there is a way. I know maybe I'm too late. I could make it there some other time. I'll finally discover there's a whole lot more for me waiting. I know maybe I'm too late, but I could make it there. So I don't know. I try and see that in two different ways, two different possibilities of what he's talking about. And I'm, maybe when he wrote this, he was thinking, we can get this sorted out somehow. That's just this internal struggle, this mental struggle. Great song. I mean, there's a part of me that doesn't want to like it just because of the content matter, but it's it's just a killer song. Great song. And the only reason why that part of me exists is just because of, everything that's happened, obviously, but that song I feel like you can put on. I'm sure there are so many people who have listened to that song, and that song has just helped, because it's a beautiful song, and feeling these things that Mac is expressing. I'm sure there are so many people out there that have just that they feel like they're not alone in feeling these things, and there's a hint of hope here. Great song. That's a great song. Okay, track 5 is called I Can See, produced by Shea Taylor and John Bryan. And Shea Taylor, I think that's the first time. Maybe it's Shea Taylor. First time I think I've seen that name. Track 5, I Can See. Oh, wow. Trippy sound.
So close I can taste it. The man on the moon keep playing. Practical jokes, planet of mirrors and smoke that I fade away in. You be complaining, and I can't explain it. I guess nothing compared to the feeling of feeling amazing. And all I know, if life is but a dream, and so are we. Show me something. Show me something I can see.
The way that music built right there on the second half of the chorus. I'm going to let it play. Like there's an idea forming, but I don't want to sit here and try and fumble with it. I'm going to let it play.
Don't tell me to stop. Let me keep going until I cannot. Life is a fantasy until you wake up in shock. Hitting the ground, I'm hitting the ground. I fell from the top. You never expect to drop, so hold on. But
I'm going to pause it here before this last portion of the chorus. I'm finding the beat to be a little odd in terms with the lyrical flow. And I'm not saying that it's bad or anything, but it's kind of throwing me off a little bit because Mac is going at a certain speed, and it feels like the beat is just kind of like over. I don't know. I don't know, it's strange to me. And maybe I'm just being super critical for no reason whatsoever, but anyway. Well, I won't read the chorus because we're going to listen to it again. I'll probably talk about more about that in a minute. The man on the moon playing practical jokes, planting the mirrors and smoke that I fade away in. The man on the moon. You be complaining and I can't explain it, I guess. Nothing compares to the feeling amazing. Now I'm switching location because heaven's too far when you live in the basement. I'm looking for balance. I'm in an oasis. I need somebody to save me before I drive myself crazy. Drug use, so on. But I'm trying to, you know, what I'm trying to do right now with myself in these songs is like, okay, get through that obviously first layer, right? And just try, I guess, earlier I said I wasn't going to psychoanalyze him. Now here I am doing it. Oh, God. Oh, God. I can't help it. My mind, I love this. I love this. I hope you guys understand that. I love reading lyrics and lifting things from them. And because 10 different people are going to read these lyrics and get 10 different things. And that's what's so incredible to me. That's what I love about lyrics, language, writing, all of it. It's fascinating to me. The man on the moon keeps playing practical jokes, planting the mirrors in smoke that I fade away in. You be complaining, I can't explain it. Nothing compares to the feeling amazing. I think that's a pretty obvious reference to getting high and so on. Let's go down to the second verse here. Don't tell me to stop. Let me keep going until I cannot. Life is a fantasy until you wake up in shock, hitting the ground. I'm hitting the ground. I fell from the top. You never expect to drop, so hold on. But that's just the way it goes. Your God don't wait for no one. And when that's all you know, it keeps you on your toes. You got so far to go, but look at where you came from. Huh. Let's listen to the chorus.
And all I know, if life is but a dream, and so are we. Show me something, show me something, show me something. And all
Yes.
I know, if life is but a dream, and so are we. Show me something, show me something, something again.
The way that music builds on the second half of that chorus, to me, I feel like they're really trying to push this idea of a dream, this very vivid dream, right? Because we've heard that saying before, of life is but a dream. And God, this will be hard to, I got to just pick one thought and stick with it. If life is a dream, let's just say that. Let's say that life is a dream, just for the sake of this current discussion right here. It's a very vivid dream, right? Very aware, lots of control, seems very real, all this other stuff. So it's a very vivid dream. And so that's what I'm getting from that music and that second half of the chorus, where that music just pushes in. Very rich, bold, strong sounds, this vivid sensation. Vivid. And all I know, if life is but a dream, then so are we. Show me something. Show me something. That is the first impression I get from that is Mac existing in these states. He's taking drugs, he's getting high, and having these states where maybe he feels like being high is more real than being sober. And you know, if you're constantly kind of coming up and down, and then even when he's not on drugs, if he's fighting depression or struggling with these constant thoughts and they won't stop, or what have you. Because there's a lot of people that say, when you're high, oh, you're not present, you're not in the moment, you're not living, and so on. And I can agree with a lot of those arguments, and I would actually argue for a lot of those positions. But if you're a person who, when you're sober, you're battling depression, you're battling whatever, right? Severe battle. Being sober sucks. Not the most eloquent way to put it, but there you go. So then it's like, well, if that's what being alive is, whew, and then just coupling that with this, if life is but a dream, show me something. If being sober and present and in the moment and existing as I am is being alive, then show me something. Show me something, please. Because he's not digging it, He's not really enjoying the sober state. The second verse, don't tell me to stop. I'm going to keep going until I cannot. Or let me keep going until I cannot. Interesting song. I'm still thrown off by I guess it's not the beat itself. The beat itself is fine. But I guess really the tempo. Because it seems to be a much, I don't know, the timing compared to Mac's flow here, it just seems off. And the only thing I can think of is maybe he had the lyrics recorded, but they didn't have a beat yet. I don't know. Anyway, I won't get too hung up on that. Cool song. I enjoyed it. I want to keep going because I'm really enjoying this album so far. So track 6 is next, which is called Everybody. Oh, I have to sneeze. Produced by Mac Miller and John Bryan. Jumping in, track 6.
Everybody's gotta lose.
Ah, God.
And everybody's gonna die. Everybody just wanna have a good time. I think you know the reason why.
Cool. I was wondering where that was gonna go. That's a neat drop in there.
Everybody's gotta lose. And everybody's gonna die. Everybody gotta live. I think you know the reason why. Yeah, sometimes it's gonna get so good. Yeah, but then again it get pretty rough.
This chorus, nothing to say really. Very straightforward lyrics. Great song. I'm enjoying this song, and I think this is one where you just kick back and enjoy it. But I'm gonna ponder this for a second. Everybody's got to live. Everybody's got to die. Everybody's gonna try to have a good time. I think you know the reason why. And my mind is digging around on this thing of the reason why. The reason why. And I feel like there's something here that is probably notable or maybe important to Mac. Because this is a person who's related several times, thoughts in his head, they won't calm down. He's trying to get things sorted out. Why has it got to be so complicated? Why can't it just be easy? And I feel like this is a part of that right there. The idea that there needs to be a reason why. And I don't want to sound like I'm fucking, I don't know. Well, I'll just talk. There doesn't need to be a reason. You can have fun simply for the sake of having fun. This is something that comes up in gaming. It really pisses me off. I'm a gamer. Been playing games for a long time. And as that industry has changed and games have changed and design has changed and microtransactions have come in and all this stuff, like, right? These companies are trying to siphon money from us left and right. Whatever. I'm not going to bitch about that. But one thing I don't like about gaming is it seems like so many games have changed in their design of, oh, you need to play the game so that you can unlock rewards. And the unlocking of the reward is what's the point of the game. And I just remember for years and years and years, I played games because they were fun, not to unlock rewards, not to constantly grind for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and not to just have this carrot dangled in front of me constantly. I never played a game for a carrot. I played a game because it was fucking fun. And that was it. I remember I used to play a game called Quake 3. It's a first-person shooter, and it was a team deathmatch type thing, right? Single shot rail, capture the flag, same map over and over and over. I played that game for fucking days. I mean, like worth of hours, like just hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, because it was fun. There's nothing to unlock. There was nothing to chase. There was no reason to play the game. There was, what we considered the reason to play the game now. Oh, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to get to that. I'm trying to unlock this. No. I'm playing the game to play the game. That's it. And so this idea of there needs to be a reason to have a good time, I feel like that might be one of the little things that is causing this turmoil within Mac's mind. If you're constantly trying to find a reason for something, you're overcomplicating it. If you want to go sit outside under a tree for 15 minutes, do you need a reason for that? No. Just do it. Be. Exist. This is fresh in my mind because last night I did a recording for Conversations with the Community, and we were kind of getting into this topic of just this current day society and how we have all these things. We've got computer screens, and we've got phone screens, and we've got music, and we've got so many things to distract us from existing in a sense. And there also, it does seem to be, I don't know, it's somewhat common, I suppose, if we have to kind of explain why we're doing certain things, or, I don't know, not like we have to justify everything, but that seems to be commonplace. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, how come? Does it matter? Does it matter? I don't really have a point to all of this, but that line really sticks with me when I consider Mac and some of the other things that he expressed. The reason why. There doesn't have to be a reason. You can just simply do, be, exist. That's it. There's no reason required. Anyway, there we go. Let's punch through the rest of the song. I know that was a long, weird tangent, but there you go.
Stop blind man standing on the corner, baby. And he couldn't hardly tie his shoes. Harmonica guitar strapped around his neck, but he sure could play the blues. Feel like I've seen a million sunsets. If you're with me, I'll never go away. That's when I stopped and I took a look at my baby. She said, if you're with me, I won't go away. Because everybody's gotta live, and everybody's gonna die.
I'm glad they let this bit in where you can hear the bass line. Because I was getting little samples of it, little sips of it throughout the song. But with the piano going, the piano had a pretty prominent sound through the track, and so it was cool to just hear that bass line just on its own for a bit. That was neat. And I really like the drum beat too, because I feel like the guy's playing the hell out of the drums, but he's doing it softly, playing it pretty fast, pretty good beat, but not like metal, Cool song. Very cool song. I really like the part about the blind guy who can't tie his shoes, but he can sure play the blues. Yeah. I really like that. It's almost like a parable, you know? And I think that verse is important. I think Mac is trying to tell all of us something there, that just because maybe there's certain things you can't do and maybe they seem basic, like if you can't tie your shoes, you probably feel like a failure. I mean, he's blind, so this analogy maybe doesn't really carry that much water, but I'm sure there are people out there who feel like they're failures because I can't even do this. I can't even do that. Everybody else seems to be able to manage to do all these things, and I can't even do one of them, blah, blah, blah. Okay? And people feel that way, and there you go. I'm not going to talk up or down to that at all. But consider the things that you can do that other people cannot. And consider the person that you are that other people are not. And this is all wonderfully vague, and so it probably lacks inspiration. But a blind man, or even anybody who can't tie the shoes, but they could turn around and just play the hell out of the blues, you know? We've all got our little magical things, whatever it is. The hard part is recognizing it. That's the hard part. It's really easy to see your own failures, but it's often difficult to see the things that you're good at, especially if you focus on your own failures, because you lose sight. You stop paying attention of the things that you're good at. You disregard them because you're so focused on what you fail at. I'm in a preachy mood this morning. Very preachy mood today. I'm also like all washed out. Let's take some of the light down. There we go. There. No more sunburn pop up. Now we're just normal. Track 7 is called Woods, produced by E. Dan. It says it says producer. Okay. And David and Eli. Okay. Those names are not familiar to me at all. Track 7, Woods.
Like this ain't built to last. I might just fade like those before me. When will you forget my past? Got questions, ask, you know the stories. And you need to let me know when you're leaving, where you go. Can I come?
Cool chorus. Very cool. Right here.
Can I get enough?
And I like that the music has kind of swelled up a little bit here.
Yeah, don't run away, love. Hate, love. Heartbreak will have you bankrupt. Too many days in a days, better wake up. I put your face in the place where the space was. Nobody make you feel like you, but and you don't know what you should do. You just looking for someone to make you move. Oh, tell me,
This like xylophone sound that came in right there was cool. This chorus is great. How the music kind of swells up, and then there's that subtle like echo keyboard synth thing in there.
Can I get enough?
Long play section there. I wanted to just let it go. You know, that second verse he really tore off for a bit, which is cool because he hasn't really had that so far in this album. So things like this ain't built to last. I might just fade like those before me. And there's an annotation click there. I'm not going to read it just yet because, you know, when will you forget my past? Got questions, ask. You know the stories. And you need to let me know when you're leaving, where you go. Can I come? Do you believe me? Are you close? Yeah, even if you don't, that'll get you sprung. That whole verse seems like a reference to other artists that have died. And just these these interviewers that are always asking him questions when they already know the answer. They already know the story, but they just want to have that story told for their video clip or whatever, I assume. Because when will you forget my past? Got questions asked and you know the story. So people are just hounding him about his past for whatever reason. Let's click this annotation and see. Mac is referring to how most relationships end with lovers. Oh, and with the lover being forgotten just like an ex. Also be larger fame. Huh. Interesting. That annotation was very different from what I expected it to be. They're talking about relationships in the annotation. I think it's more of these type of personalities that become massive artists and are thrown into spotlight, fame, money, drugs, so on. Because that has happened a lot as well. Things like this ain't built to last. I might just fade like those before me. And I remember on Swimming, I don't remember the line or the song, but he had this line in there about, you know, he essentially says, I wish I would have been a basketball player instead, you know? And watching that Tiny Desk performance, you can tell he's just not comfortable in front of all those people. And to his defense, it's a very intimate setting. So, I mean, I would also be very uncomfortable. But there you go. That chorus is great. I mean, the just the way the music kind of swells up a little bit. Great. Do I love? Can I get enough? Interesting questions. Interesting questions. Don't run away, love. Hate love. Heartbreak will have you bankrupt. Too many days in a daze. Better wake up. I put your face in a place where the space was. That's an interesting one. I put your face in a place where the space was. Nobody makes you feel like you, but do I. This is definitely more in a relationship setting, in my opinion. Where the space was. Your face in a place where the space was. And you don't know what you should do. You're just looking for someone to make you move. Tell me, do I? I make this planet feel like home. It's us versus time. The door's closing. So far beyond all our control. You saved a soul so close to broken. It's so much better when you wait. Forever and a day, that's all I got. Put it together, then it break. All the energy it takes, never stop. People have mentioned he was in a relationship with I forget her name. Some girl. She's an artist as well. And people have mentioned before how apparently like that was pretty tough on Mac, and there's a lot of songs about her, and I don't know how true that is, but I've seen comments talking about that. It's us versus time. The door is closing. That's an interesting line. Because Mac's pretty young, and so is the girl. You know, like they're both young. So why is it us versus time? Why is a door closing? What door is closing? So far beyond all our control. You saved a soul so close to broken. But then and now, if this person is gone, you know, let's jump into the bridge. We haven't listened to that yet. Let's do that.
Yeah, I never slip, I never fall. I try to tell you about a better life, you get involved. Big or small, it's been my fault. I keep it safe, it's in a vault. Blindfolded, keep it going till we hit a wall. Yeah, I'm never going through the motions, I'm just trying to lay your body down slowly. We can only go up. We can only go up.
With the way it ends on that chorus, with these two questions, do I love? Can I get enough? I don't know the reasons why Mac and Ariana Grande, I think that's her name. I don't know how to pronounce it. Whatever. Doesn't matter. When they broke up, I don't know the reasons for it, but I'm trying to kind of pull different things. You know, you've got a guy who who struggles with when he's sober, he's got, the thoughts and all this stuff. And I just the impression I get from Mac is I feel like he's distant. That was something with swimming that I noticed. I felt like swimming, there was kind of this sensation from Mac of just pushing things away, isolation. And so this question, do I love? I wonder if that's something that was a sticking point between her and him. Maybe she felt like he didn't care about her that much. And the reason why I think of that is because if you're constantly in between states of either being high or isolated, it's hard to extract a sensation of love from a person like that, And they might tell you all these things that they care about you and all this other stuff, but it doesn't feel that way, And then the second question, can I get enough? I mean, I can make just a lot of guesses and assumptions of what that might be asking, but when I take that question into this, little hypothetical situation I've created, I wonder what that's asking, and I wonder if it's a, well, God, this is hard because I have all these ideas, but they're all baseless. I mean, they're literally just blind assumptions. And so I don't really want to say too much because then I sound like an asshole who's, I've got Mac figured out. I don't have him figured out. I'm just trying to lift things from the songs. And the other thing too, the reason why I don't want to say is because as I lift things, sometimes they fall apart. It's like, no, there's not actually anything there. It's just my own, idea. And then as I even work with it, I go, no, it's not there. I never slip. I never fall. I tried to tell you about a better life and get involved, big or small. That seems like a relationship thing. You're going to be happy with me. We need to be together, whatever. It's been my fault. I keep it safe. It's in the vault. That's a really fucking interesting line. It's like whatever happened, whatever he did, that was his fault. He's not going to say anything. He's not going to tell anybody about it. Blindfolded. Keep it going till we hit a wall. I'm never going through the motions. I'm just trying to lay your body down slowly. That line right there too really sticks out. I'm never going through the motions. But to take her perspective, whoever it is, even if this song is about a relationship or not, who knows? But maybe this other person feels like you're not really here. It seems like you're just going through the motions and we're not connecting emotionally because you're either, gone or isolated or whatever. Interesting. And then, with the song being called Woods, like being lost in the woods. I know. There you go. Cool track. Lots of stuff that you could imply through these lines, but we'll move on. Track 8 is called Hand Me Downs, featuring Baro Sora, don't know who that is, produced Mac Miller, John Bryan. Track 8, Hand Me Downs. This album's so chill too, man. It's really fucking cool.
I'm thinking maybe I should thank you. Oh, baby, I should buy you another round.
God, this song is so cool.
You care and I swear that I'm here, but I'm there. It's getting harder to hunt me down. But with snow, you get used to the bullshit. Screws, they go missing. It's likely they might be, but you remind me. Shit, I need to stay in line. You damn well are a great design. Down, 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 down.
This song is so cool. It's so cool.
Down, down, down. Yeah,
So cool. God, it's just so chill, man. I mean, the first thing I was thinking of as the song was playing is I just want to go sit in this like dark lounge area and listen to this performed live, because it's so cool and it's so chill. Where was the part? Okay, let me just read through the lyrics top to bottom. Otherwise, I'm going to scan and my brain gets all spun up. I'm thinking maybe I should thank you. I should buy you another round because you care. And I swear that I'm here, but I'm there. Remember what I was talking about in the last track? This idea of maybe he's not emotionally available for this other person and that's why they broke up. Because you care. And I swear that I'm here, but I'm there. Interesting. Very interesting. It's getting harder to hunt me down. These are very strong implications of not being available, right? Get away to a place with a lake, such a great view. Leave the bank, couple $100,000. I made it, but I hate once I build it, I break it. That might just break me down. Initially, when I heard that line, I took it as I make it, then I hate it, so then I destroy it. But that's not what's happening. I make it, but then I break it, and I hate that. I hate that I break it. So I misunderstood that on the first listen. And there was another line in here. Here we go, coming into the pre-chorus. And all I ever needed was somebody with some reason who can keep me sane. Again, a reason. We need a reason for it. Because I was talking about that on Everybody, I believe. Everybody wants to, going to have a good time, and I think you know the reason why. Again, we need a reason for it, but there doesn't have to be a reason. Ever since I can remember, I've been keeping it together, but I'm feeling strange. Get away when it ain't really safe and it don't seem right. But what's new? You get used to the bullshit, the screws, they go missing. It's likely they might be. So you're screwed, you're going crazy. Your screws are loose for falling out. That's kind of a saying for losing your mind. Your screws are loose. And then this was, I need to stay in line. You damn well are a great design. Despite being an only child, say you need more of a family around. Let's turn these jeans into hand-me-downs. And I think that's an implication of let's have babies, or like not an implication. There's another word. Just pretend like I said the right word. Let's get into the second verse. Let's keep going.
Well, just being honest, my conscience ain't doing bad, because I try to minus the problems that I attract. And half the time the wheels that's in the back of my mind just keep on turning till the tires flat and burning till the fire crack. I do not lie, though facts may seem a little far-fetched. That's only cause I maybe make believe and full of darkness when I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Walking, dropping change inside your empty guitar case.
Hey you, despite being an only child, say you need more of a family around. Let's turn these jeans into hand-me-down. Down, 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 down.
It is so easy to enjoy this song. So insanely easy to enjoy this song. I really like this line about, that's charity, I'm moving, no. When I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, walking, dropping change inside your empty guitar case. I really like that. Because I could just see it. I could see it. That's charity. I move carelessly. That's why I'm always tripping. I'm just being honest. My conscience ain't doing bad. Because I try to minus the problems that I attract. And half the time, the wheels that's in the back of my mind just keep on turning till the tires flat and burn until the fire crack. I do not lie, though. Facts may seem a little far-fetched. That's only because I may be make-believe and full of darkness. Wild. Kind of wild, man. Well, I don't mean maybe not the word wild, but it just... He's just hounded by this. Hounded, and it sucks. I mean, it sucks, man. Cool song. I really like Good News. I like Everybody quite a lot too, but Hand Me Downs is up there contending for favorite track so far. Very cool song, especially that chorus. Just the way Barrow sings it, man. It's great. All right, well, let's move on. Track 9 is called That's On Me, produced by Mac Miller, John Bryan. Okay, drop it in.
That's on me, that's on me, I know.
This whole album is just so cool,
That's
man.
on me, that's on me, it's all my fault. Time moving slowly, I'm bouncing my head off the wall. I know nobody that knows where we're going at all. Don't let me down. And I'll pick you up, I'll help you get around. That's on me.
This is just, it's so great.
That's on me, that's on me, it's all my fault.
Today I'm fine, but when he says the word fine, it's all warped and distorted. And I was really wondering, as we were coming to the bridge, I saw the lines, obviously, I'll let it go, I'll cut the strings, today I'm fine. And so I was wondering, is that going to be a thing of, okay, he actually gets that mental process to stop, or is he getting high? And when it says, I'm fine, and it's all warped and distorted, to me, that's a pretty clear indication of I'm letting go, I'm cutting the strings because I'm just getting high again. The thing is that doesn't let it go. That just puts it off for a while. I need to buy a thesaurus. I need to learn how to pronounce the word thesaurus. Because all I want to do is say, this song is so cool, this album is so cool, and I want to have like actual adjectives to describe these things. But this is where Anthony Fantano is much better in that he has actual, a variety of words to choose from. He's better at that than I am. This song is beautiful. I love the guitar, the piano. I mean, it's just fucking fantastic. This whole album so far has been great musically. I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. There's not a whole lot to tear into, but Mac just blaming himself all the time. Blaming himself. This is I was gonna say a bad mix, but I didn't want to make it, sound just like super duper obvious or stupid or whatever. But you've got constant thoughts, a lot of blame, a lot of guilt. It's just, man. Time moving slowly, I'm bouncing my head off the wall. Nobody knows where we're going at all. Don't let me down, and I'll pick you up. I'll help you get around. Huh. Let's keep listening because the music is beautiful. Again, I've said this before in a couple other tracks. Sometimes it's hard to enjoy these songs because the music is so great. And even Mac, I was actually forgot to mention this earlier. His vocal delivery, I like how it's kind of sloppy. Just a little bit of blurriness in the lyrics and the enunciation. It's not like crisp, hard sounds in the words. It's just kind of a, I don't even want to say mumble because mumble rap is a specific thing. I laugh every time I stumble over a word because it's so funny to me. Anyway, it kind of reminds me of Kurt Cobain. Everyone well, not everyone. There are a lot of people that made fun of Kurt Cobain and how he sang back then because it was just like, well, what was it? The Weird Al Yankovic with all the cotton balls in his mouth on the parody. Because you can't understand what he's saying. It's obviously to not that extreme. You can understand what Mac is saying. But there's just this great casualness to it. And it really blends in with the production. I mean, that style mixes so well with this kind of music. Let's keep going.
I don't know how I've been lately, but I've been alright.
God, this song is fucking amazing.
I said good morning this morning, and I'll say good night.
That's my favorite track. I'm just gonna say it. Maybe I'm wrong. Good News has been great. Hand Me Downs was great. Everybody was great. That's On Me is fantastic. I love that song. Immediately, that piano beat, that guitar, the way Mac is singing the chorus. I mean, everything. That is a fucking phenomenal song. I love that song. That's On Me is fantastic. Great song. Great jam. I gotta remember to say jam because my jam merch is coming soon. I don't know where I've been lately, but I've been all right. I said good morning this morning, and I'll say good night. I like that line because that's a good way of saying I will be with you here all day. I'm not leaving. I'm here this morning. I said good morning, and I'm gonna say good night. Don't wait around. We'll take the stairs that gets us into there. It's unfair when I'm being too proud, but that's on me. Don't really know what to make of that second half of the verse there, but there you go. Great song. Fucking, yeah, fantastic. All right, track 10. We'll move into, it's called Hands, produced by Mac Miller, John Bryan. Huh. Mac is so good at these yads, you know?
Yeah, why don't you wake up from your bad dreams? When's the last time you took a little time for yourself? There's no reason to be so down. Rather fly around like there's no ground. And I bet you wish you had these. Cause carrying this weight will break your glass knees. Yeah, don't need no chauffeur, fuck the back seat. No, I stay behind the wheel and never have speed. I spent my life living with a lot of regrets. You throw me off my high horse, I'll probably fall to my death. Bad behavior. It's obvious you're not on your best. I might just pull your car to fit on top of the deck. Give me what I need and then I'm on to the next. That's what we callin' cause and effect. Yeah.
His vocals are different in this, and not to say that his voice is different. There's an effect. It's not like quite an echo, but it's almost like he's pulled back from the mic. There is a slight difference in his vocals here, and it makes me think that it's supposed to represent somebody talking to Mac. That's the impression I get. I don't know if that's true or not. On that verse. Let's go through the lyrics. This is interesting. Well, let's see. Well, there's a lot of annotations here. Anyway, whatever. That's okay. Why don't you wake up from your bad dreams? So the reason why I thought this, because his vocals sounded different, and then this sounded like somebody accusing him, like somebody talking to him. Why don't you wake up from your bad dreams? When's the last time you took some time for yourself? You know, there's no reason to be so down. It felt like that initially, just with the sound of his voice, with that slight just echo to kind of imply he's further away. Rather fly around like there's no ground. Like there's no reason to be down. Why are you always high? You know, I bet you wish you hadn't ate, because carrying this weight will break your glass knees. Which is, but see, now it changes a bit. Although actually, now that I say that and I read the line, it's somebody, I bet you wish. So it is somebody saying to another person, but your glass knees. I mean, is this like some sort of thing of saying you don't exercise? Oh no, I'm not even going to read that annotation. I don't agree with that at all. I bet you wish you hadn't ate, because carrying this weight will break your glass knees. Actually, you know what? Maybe that annotation isn't so bad. You don't need no chauffeur. Fuck the backseat. I stay behind the wheel and never half speed. So I'm always I'm behind the wheel and I'm always full speed. Never half speed. So always full speed. Get the fuck out of my car. This ain't a taxi. They love to see me lonely. Hate to see me happy. Call me what you want. She calls me daddy. Got a knack for getting nasty. Every day we keep in tally. It's true I want it badly. Hit the zoom. I'll be moving like an athlete. Now concentrate. No reason to be upset. I'm busy tripping about some shit that still ain't even happened yet. I keep it honest as honesty goes. Don't know why I'm always talking if I make no sense. Or if I'm not making sense. I've spent my life living with a lot of regrets. You throw me off my high horse, I'd probably fall to my death. Great line. It's obviously you're not on your best. I might just pull your card if it's on top of the deck. The impression I get, I feel like this is his internal battle. Like this is his internal dialogue. Or, you know, not necessarily verbatim, but like a representation of that. Him just fighting himself, yelling at himself. Give me what I need and then I'm on to the next. That's what we call cause and effect. Listen to the chorus again. Let's keep going. Actually, the song's almost over. So we'll punch through the chorus. Interesting song. Especially since it's called Hands.
Why don't you wake up from your bad dreams? When's the last time you took a little time for yourself? There's no reason to be so down. Rather fly around like there's no ground. And I bet you wish you had these. Cause carrying this weight will break your glass knees. Yeah, don't need no chauffeur, fuck the backseat. No, I stay behind the wheel and never half speed.
And you know, too, what's interesting with that song, the drum beat, that's probably the harshest drum sound that's existed on the album so far. And it's really kind of banging around, you know, dun, 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 dun. It's really banging around. And then you've got the song itself is bookended with this, yeah. And then there's that, like, yeah, in the background, too. It really does feel like this is a representation of his own internal dialogue, of him yelling at himself, the noise that's in his head, you know, that just this grinding battle. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's what I get from it. Interesting song. Huh. Well, let's keep rolling. Next track is called Surf, Mac Miller, John Bryan, track 11. I love these little just guitar licks that they throw in, man.
Where are you going? You're not come to. The whole world is open, a playground for me and you, and we could be fine. Shit, who the hell knows? It's your eyes and your ears and your mouth and your nose, head and your shoulders, your knees and your toes.
I like this.
I dream of this moment. Will it come true? The whole world, they know it. They just waiting for me and you. I know
There we go.
we try.
There we go.
And the days they go by until we get home. There's water in the flowers, let's grow.
Cool.
Today.
I really like the line, there's water in the flowers, let's grow. That's great. That's great. I really like that line. This one, on the Swimming album, I was really focused on Mac and drugs and all this other stuff. And people told me, well, you know, he also broke up and that was a big influence. And I was like, well, okay. You know, it's not like I'm right about everything. There's lots of stuff I get wrong. But I didn't really agree necessarily all the time. I feel like on this one, I'm seeing more signs of relationship and breakup on this album. You know, where are you going? Can I come too? The whole world is open, a playground for me and you. We could be fine. Shit, who the hell knows? I really liked this portion right here because then the song kind of dropped in a little bit too. It's your eyes and your ears and your mouth and your nose, head and your shoulders, your knees and your toes. I dream of this moment. That was great. Will it come true? I love that. That's a great part. Great part of the song. The whole world, they know it. They just waiting for me and you. And she, just like I, got her head in the clouds. Don't need to be lower. Before it's all over, I promise we'll figure it out. I ain't coming down. Why would you need to? So much of this world is above us, baby. That's a strange line right there. When we just got done talking about being the head in the clouds, so much of this world is now above us. Interesting turn there. I didn't expect that. They might tell you that I went crazy. I'm just trying to read you. Oh, man. Maybe what he's saying is so much of this world is above us. They might tell you that I went crazy, as in they're all looking down on me, which is, you know, a phrase that gets used. All right, let's drop in their verse 2.
Going before I'm gone. Gotta get going before I'm gone. And I know we try. Days they go by until we get old. There's water in the flowers, let's grow.
I'm gonna pause it here and then I'll just enjoy the musical outro. I really picked up on these lines. I was thinking, oh, here we go, and then I was like, no, don't just pile a bunch of shit on it. But then the follow-up, the bridge. I mentioned earlier the Tiny Desk performance and how he seems so uncomfortable there. Very intimate setting, reasonable to be uncomfortable in my opinion. But, you know, he's also mentioned how, you know, it seems like the fame has been an issue for him and all this other stuff. Sometimes I get lonely, not when I'm alone. But it's more when I'm standing in a crowd that I'm feeling the most on my own. So he does not like being around a lot of people. And that does not mesh well when you're a very famous music artist. That doesn't work. That does not work at all. And then this is where I started, like, you know, piling on my own shit, right? I know somewhere there's a home. I'm starting to see that all I have to do is get up and go. And I was like, oh shit, you know, what if he's thinking about a way out? What if he's thinking about, you know, something not healthy? No, don't think about that. We don't know. Don't pile onto it. But then you get to the bridge. Going before I'm gone. Gotta get going before I'm gone. I've got to get out of this situation where I feel when I'm surrounded by people and I feel so alone. I got to get out of this before I'm gone, before I lose it, before I can't take it anymore. That's what I get from it. There you go. Cool song. Man, the production on this album has just been amazing. Really amazing. It's just got this great fucking vibe, man. All right, let's check out this musical outro here. Yeah. Ah. Love it. Love it. God, that was great. I was thinking, oh man, there was like 2 minutes of music, and I have to kind of sit here, and that was the fastest 2 minutes. I was gonna throw a "That's What She Said" in there. Great musical outro. Great musical outro. That was fantastic. Great song, man. This is Jesus. Is it crazy to say this is better than Swimming? That's probably not a hot take, right? I mean, this is phenomenal. Swimming is a very good album. This is phenomenal album. Really good so far. Okay, Once a Day is the final track of the standard release. So I'm going to keep that in mind. One thing I have noticed with this album, there isn't really any overarching story or theme necessarily. It's just a collection of great fucking songs. And I'm totally okay with that. Totally okay with that. So here we go. This will be Once a Day, produced by Mac Miller, no John Bryan. The final track of the standard album. I have 2 more after that. I am doing the deluxe, so I'll hold those other 2 as well. Track 12 is Once a Day.
Once a day I rise, once a day I fall asleep with you. Once a day I try, but I can't find a single word. I wonder what they know. I wonder if they ever even cared at all. I wonder, do they see their own reflection in the rain and look away? Everybody keep rushing. Why aren't we taking our time? Every now and again, baby, I get high. And everybody means something when they're stuck on your mind. But every now and again, why can't we just be fine?
I was thinking, a lot of people have told me, oh, this song or the album is very sad and you're going to be a crying mess. And I almost said at the beginning of the video how, well, I've talked about how I've been busy and I've been tired. And usually when I'm tired, I'm a little bit more emotional. And so I've been surprised that I haven't gotten really emotional during this song and been following along this one and just kind of okay. And then that bridge right there, that last line right there. But every now and again, why can't we just be fine? That kind of stung a little bit right there. Interesting song. I'm just going to read the lyrics. Once a day I rise, once a day I fall asleep with you. Once a day I try, but I can't find a single word. I wonder what they know. I wonder if they ever even cared at all. I wonder, do they see their own reflection in the rain and look away? And it's interesting that he uses the phrase look away from in the rain. Because when I think of a reflection, I don't think of rainfall, because especially with water, when it's raining, it disturbs the surface, so it's not still. It doesn't look like a mirror anymore. But I think really what he's going for is an indication of sadness, of tears, things like that. And then I think, as I just talk through that idea, I wonder if it means, do they see their own reflection in tears, in rain, in him, in suffering, in his suffering? Do they see themselves in Mac and what he's going through and what he's struggling with, and then look away? Because in Swimming, he did leave some lines. There were some indications of people kind of like, well, I remember specifically one song. I don't remember the song, but there's a track about how I'm here, I'm waiting, like something about like, here I am and I'm waiting for somebody to like reach out to me or something along the effect. while they are, well, we'll just, back off and give him some time. Something along the lines of, I'm here, I'm waiting for somebody to reach out to me, because he was no longer swimming anymore, he was drowning, while the other people are saying, we'll just give him some time and we'll back off and we'll give him some space, something like that. So I wonder if there's relation there. They see him, they see his pain, and then they look away. And I wonder if that's what Mac felt. Well, obviously, he's asking the question, right? So it's at least in his mind. Everybody keeps rushing. Why aren't we taking our time? Every now and then, baby, I get high. Don't ask me what I think. It never really mattered what I had to say. I just keep waiting for another open door to come up soon. Don't keep it all in your head. The only place that nobody can ever see. You're running low on regret. No tears. That's keeping you wet. I think you're getting it now. Running low on regret. I have to assume that he means I've experienced and expressed and felt so much regret, like I'm running out of it, like an empty gas tank. He's just burnt through all of it, which is tough if you're just constantly living in a state of regret. I don't really understand the second portion of the no tears. That's keeping you wet. No tears. That's keeping you wet. I think you're getting it now. Because if you go up, we're talking about rain. Do you ever see your reflection in the rain? Look away. So let's see what the annotation says. Unreviewed annotation. Oh, no. Mac is trying to make a strong point that if you always keep all your emotions inside of your head, you'll only become more and more consumed by regret as time goes on. Okay, sure. But I feel like that's somewhat obvious. I'm more interested in this one line, no tears, that's keeping you wet. Honestly, the first thing that went through my mind was sexual arousal. When girls are excited, they get wet. That's something we always say. So is he trying to imply that he's kind of getting off on that? Because some people, I remember when I was a teenager, man, I was like super melancholy and angsty and moody and stuff. And there was a part of me that almost liked it. Almost liked that, like suffering for some reason. Anyway, hard to decipher that one. Don't really want to put my own bullshit on it. So let's keep rolling. The chorus repeats. And then, of course, the bridge. And everybody means something when they're stuck on your mind. But every now and then again, why can't we just be fine? Let's finish this one up. There's only a couple seconds left.
Once a day I rise. Once a day I fall asleep with you. Once a day I try, but I can't find a single word.
With this line that I'm stuck on, no tears, that's keeping you wet, I think you're getting it now. And then this outro, once a day I rise, once a day I fall asleep with you, once a day I try, but I can't find a single word. Feels like he's with somebody. I wonder if this is another song that's kind of based around relationship or no failing relationship. I don't know. I feel torn between him being stuck with himself, like once a day I rise, and once a day I fall asleep with you, as in like every day, maybe he feels like every day is just this prison within himself. Maybe, I don't know, I think that's kind of a reach. The final line, once a day I try, but I can't find a single word. I lean more on that side of, okay, this is about a relationship. And earlier I was talking about how maybe it seems like he's not emotionally available. I forget the lyrics off the top of my head now. But here, if this is Mac saying, I wake up and I'm here with you, and then we fall asleep together, but I can't even find a single word. If their relationship has become so withdrawn from each other that they don't even really talk anymore, that kind of links up with this other idea I had earlier from I don't remember the song. But yeah, if he's just withdrawn so much he can't even talk, yeah, it's over. The relationship's over. Anyway, obviously the relationship is over. I'm not trying to focus on that. I'm trying to focus more on this being an indication of him being so withdrawn to support the idea that I had on that previous song. Interesting track. I don't really know what to make of it. I'm glad I'm not stopping there. I'm glad there's 2 more. I always get torn with these deluxe editions because sometimes an album will end on the correct song and then a deluxe edition comes and adds these extras and it's like, oh, it kind of ruins the impact. So let's keep going. We'll do the final 2 tracks. This is called Right with Vic Weinstein and Mac Miller as production. Track 13, Right.
It's been a while without your face. I saw your picture on the wall the other day. Too much distance, too much space. You need to come back home and run alone. Yeah, I'm waiting for.
Love the bass line. Always love the bass lines.
You ask me how I've been, well I'm good, I can't complain. Times get harder, things get strange. All I know, I don't want you gone. No, it hasn't been easy lately. You don't wanna leave me, baby. And you know I hate to keep you waiting. When it's right, then it's right.
I was laughing at the line. It ain't always great, but it's never boring. Good line. This one definitely seems to be more relationship rather than the drug struggle. It's been a while without your face, but I saw your picture on the wall the other day. Too much distance, too much space. You need to come back home or run along. I like that. And initially I thought it was more of an idea of, oh, I either need to forget about you completely and move on, or we need to get back together, kind of a thing. But this, whatever her name, Ariana, she's an artist as well. So this idea of, if I know they were dating for a while, I understand, a couple years, I think. Too much distance, too much space. You need to come back home or run along. So now here's maybe another possibility, of the strain on the relationship of, okay, he's an artist, she's an artist, he's probably on tour, he's probably doing promotional things, she's probably doing the same thing. They probably just don't see each other that often. It's been a while without your face, but I saw your picture on the wall the other day. There's too much distance, there's too much space. You need to come home or run along. What are we doing? A long distance relationship, right? That's what that sounds like right there. And that's hard. As someone who was in the military and deployed, that shit is hard. Very hard. I like this too. I'm waiting for the light to change. It's a great line because we can all picture that. We can't all picture what it's like to be a famous artist who's traveling around and busy while dating another famous artist who's traveling around and busy, right? It's hard for us to picture that. But we can picture sitting at a light, waiting for it to change. You ask me how I've been. Well, I'm good. I can't complain. Times get harder. Things get strained. All I know, I don't want you gone. So he doesn't want it to end. But it sucks, right? Long distance relationships suck. They're hard. They're just fucking hard. That's all there is to it. I know it hasn't been easy lately, but you don't want to leave me, baby. And I hate to keep you waiting. But when it's right, then it's right. Days turn into nights. Conversations turn into fights. We're going to be all right. Love turn into life. You're burning so bright. Let me turn off the lights. Stay awake till morning. It ain't always great, but it's never boring. All right, let's keep going. Good song.
I've been itching for your love. Don't want to feel a single thing if it ain't your touch. I get drunk and become numb. Just want to stumble into us. But baby, don't stop now, 'cause it ain't over. Yeah. Years ago I was so dumb.
Love this part. I love this.
Young and stupid,
kind of like musical pause.
I have become. I ain't gonna break your heart. Promise it's always safe. Baby, don't go now. Pull me close.
Again, what a beautiful song, man. This whole album has just been filled to the brim with beautiful songs. Great song. Great song. I don't really think there's a whole lot else to get into with the lyrics. Oh, yeah, there's the second verse. Great verse, too. The second verse was, I think, better than the first one. I've been itching for your love. Don't want to feel a single thing if it ain't your touch. I get drunk and become numb. Just want to stumble into us. But baby, don't stop now, 'cause it ain't over. A few years ago, I was so dumb, clueless, young, and stupid, but look at who I've become. I ain't gonna break your heart. Promise it's always safe. Don't go now. Pull me closer. Huh. Yeah, that's good shit, man. Good shit. Well, one more track. Floating, produced by Mac Miller, John Bryan, and Alexander Spit. That name is familiar. I am assuming he was also involved with a track or two from Swimming, although I don't recall which, or if that's even accurate. Track 14, Floating.
There's a room somewhere up above the tree. But once you get there, you don't ever wanna leave. No, 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 no. Hope it remembers and it knows my face. I'll come and see you if you don't mind.
A lot of great sound happening right here.
I can finally get away. When I can finally get away.
Oh, trippy. Very trippy. You know, I just paused it to mention this, is that I almost feel like that sounds a little too harsh, surprisingly. It almost feels out of place. Let's keep listening to the song. I don't want to pass judgment immediately. You know, I'm literally fucking 2 minutes into the song for the first time ever. So let's keep listening to it. But that really surprised me. That sound surprised me, man.
Soaring uncontrollably. Gravity ain't holding me down. Maybe I fly to your front door sometime. When I can finally get away. When I can finally get away.
I'm going to pause it before the outro, before it drops into that shift in sound again, because I want to talk about the lyrics, and that might just throw my brain out of whack. The track is called Floating. The reason why I feel like that sound is a little out of place is because it's called Floating, and so far the song has that feeling, like floating away, but then that bridge drops in, or what do they call it? The chorus. No, the bridge. Almost jagged sound. Very strange. And so I'll set that to the side. Let's talk about lyrics. We'll get another chance to listen to it and hear it. There's a room somewhere up there above the trees. up in the clouds, right? So once you get there, you don't ever want to leave. Feeling good, feeling free. I can finally get away. I can finally get away. I need to see it with my own eyes. Hope it remembers and it knows my face. I'll come and see you if you don't mind, when I can finally get away. I need to see it with my own eyes. Hope it remembers and knows it's my face. That's interesting. I need to see it. See what? What is it that he needs to see with his own eyes when he's finally getting away? He's feeling good. He's feeling free. He's floating, right? I need to see it with my own eyes. I don't know. There's a place right up above the clouds, somewhere between later and right now. You don't have to be scared. I'll be there when I can finally get away. When I can finally get away, soaring uncontrollably. Gravity ain't holding me down. Maybe I'll fly to your front door sometime. We can finally get away. Huh. All right. Let's hear the outro. I'm going to back it up about 5 seconds or so. So the second time hearing that, I enjoyed it more. I didn't have a reaction to it, like wanting to. My brain didn't like it the first time. Much more comfortable with it the second time, and I was just trying to let it be what it is and process it from an artistic standpoint of, okay, what does it maybe mean and whatever. One thing I really like about this song is the supporting vocals. That really helps with that idea of getting away, floating away. They're very soft, light vocals. Very good. Very well done. I feel like the outro and that rapid beat, that it's almost this sense of exhilaration. But I also feel like this slight bend of fear, which is, I think it's part of being exhilarated. Like, oh, this is fun, but it's kind of scary. Like, this feels amazing, but it's kind of scary. That sensation. That sound does capture that. It threw me off when I first heard it, expecting it, and then hearing it again, it put me back into that vein. And if you take that sensation, that idea with get away and drifting and gravity doesn't have a hold on me anymore and, soaring uncontrollably, I wonder. I can't help but think. Okay, I wonder if he was pushing further and further with drug use and getting higher and higher. He's. I don't know. That's the first thing that goes to my mind. I don't want to. Soil the song with something negative like that. But that's what popped in my head. Huh. Trippy album, man. Beautiful album. I really enjoyed that. I think this is better than Swimming. I said that earlier. That's probably not crazy. There's probably plenty of debates. I have seen a lot of people say, one thing that's cool with Mac Miller, much like Kanye and his discography, this album's the best. No, this one's the best. Lots of debate, which means they're all good because they can all stand for their own reasons. And, I've only heard Swimming. I've only heard Circles now. Have not heard Faces. Have not heard The Divine Feminine. I have not heard... He's got a bunch of albums, but I've seen lots of debate on which one people like the most. I like Circles more than Swimming, I think. I listened to Swimming yesterday. Great album. Don't get me wrong. But I think there's just... I don't know. I feel like this one's stronger. Lots of Hearts. That's On Me is still my favorite. That's a fucking incredible song, man. Great song. Great song. I really enjoyed that one. The piano and the guitar, oh man, really, really good. You know, Once a Day was a trippy song. Yeah. You know, it's funny because I feel like I don't really have a whole lot to say right now at the end. Just kind of soaking in it. Really enjoyed the production. Really, really, really enjoyed the production. Just beautiful music. Beautiful music. And then lyrically too, it's all pretty straightforward. There was some stuff, there were certain lines that were, you know, I couldn't really make out what Mac was going for, what the meaning might be, but that's okay. You know, that happens all the time in albums. But lyrically overall, pretty straightforward, you know, pretty easy to understand, easy to get into, easy to relate to. Some great lines in there. That last track, or track 13, Right, that, you know, I'm just waiting for the light to change. What a great way to take a concept, if this is what he was talking about, if he was talking about what it's like to be in a relationship as artists that are traveling and you never see each other, or just even long distance relationships, because not a lot of people have that, which is good because those are hard. But you throw that line in there, I'm just waiting for the light to change. Everybody can connect with that. Everybody knows what that's like. I'm just kind of here. I'm just waiting. And there's nothing I can do about it. I just have to wait, you know? So, great line. Lots of great lines in this one. What was the other one I really... Oh, Good News was fantastic. Everybody was really good. Hand Me Downs was cool. That's on me. I mean, just great album. Yeah. I'm glad I did the deluxe. If I would have stopped on Once a Day, I don't know. I'm like, huh. Okay. But Right and Floating, both great tracks. There you go. There you go. You know, one thing I did enjoy about this album too, more so than others, is that I feel like because the lyrics were pretty straightforward, not a lot of lyrics, and the music was so great, this was more of a musical experience for me. And I know sometimes people like to see that rather than me just going nuts on the lyrics, because I really do get into analyzing stuff, and I'll spend some time in my little rabbit holes for sure. And it's fun for me, but it was cool to have an album where, yeah, I'm just kind of more feeling it than analyzing it. And you can really feel this one. You can really feel Circles. Good stuff, man. I'm surprised I didn't turn into a slobbery, crying mess. You know, a couple of you guys were like, oh, Bob, you're going to cry and cry and cry. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a cold, dead robot now. I expected to get emotional. I'm surprised I didn't. I think part of it too, you have to remember, I just heard Swimming for the first time, 3 weeks ago? So Mac Miller is still new to me. I didn't grow up with him. I didn't experience his rise in music. I didn't, all that stuff. I didn't have that in real time. And then to have him suddenly gone, right? So I don't have that. I think a lot of you guys that love Mac Miller, rightfully so, I'm becoming a fan very much. Those of you who were kind of with him through time, and then to have him just be gone, that's hard. That's really hard. And then to go back and listen to these songs and the music and stuff, I think that's an emotional tie that a lot of Mac Miller fans have that I just don't have because it hasn't been established. I'm coming in after the fact, and so it's a different experience for me. Which, is too bad in a way. Not that I want to sit here and just cry on screen for hours straight, but it's a powerful thing. It really is a powerful thing, and I think it's special. I think it's really special when you can have music that is so important to you that you will cry with it. I think that's a great thing. Sometimes I'll tell my son, he'll be upset about this or that, or even me, I'll be upset about something. And I'll tell him, this is a good problem to have. Because sometimes what we perceive as problems, and even if they are problems, the cause of that problem is a good thing. As strange as that might sound. And so sometimes, maybe it's a problem you can't listen to a song without crying. We might perceive that as a problem, but I feel like that's a good problem to have, because that means you just love that song and it connects with you every time. That's special. That's really, really special. Good shit. just under 2.5 hours. Not bad. Not bad. All right, y'all. Well, there you go. I'm going to listen to this. This is great. I'm excited to put it back on again. And I hope you guys have a great weekend and enjoy the 4th of July. Don't burn shit down, please. And also, please don't drive drunk. I will not be going anywhere on 4th of July because I am not driving home Monday night. I did that for the last time a couple years ago, and the freeway was just full of drunk assholes. And I decided, nope, I'm done. I'm never driving home on the night of the July 4th ever again. Ever. Not worth it. All right. There's your public service announcement on being safe over the weekend. I'll see you guys.